Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3HR Advisors and sponsored by WorkHuman. Thanks for joining me for a quick update on what's important in the world of work. My name is Steve Boese. Today in the Workplace Minute, we're going to talk about something that might sound a little surprising at first. In the age of artificial intelligence, when software can write reports, analyze data, summarize documents, even generate new ideas, the physical workspace may actually be more important to work today and not less. Let's break it down. For the last several years, we've heard predictions that AI, automation, and remote work would lead to empty offices and abandoned workplaces. The new research suggests something quite different is happening. Instead of eliminating the workplace, AI may actually increase the importance of human connection, collaboration, and learning. And those things tend to happen best when people come together in environments that are intentionally designed to support them. A new global study from the design firm Gensler helps illuminate these shifts. The research surveyed more than 16,000 office workers across 16 countries to better understand how people are working today and how workplace environments shape their performance and their experience at work. One of the first surprising findings from the research is that, despite all the conversations about hybrid work and remote work, where people work has actually stabilized over the last few years. The average worker still spends more than half of their work week in the office, with smaller portions of time spent working from home or from other locations like co-working spaces or client sites or while traveling. In other words, the office hasn't disappeared. Instead, it's become just one important location within a broader ecosystem of places where work is happening. The research also shows that how people work during the week has remained fairly consistent as well. On average, workers spend roughly 40% of their time working alone, about a quarter of their time collaborating with others in person, and smaller portions collaborating virtually, learning new skills, or building social connections with their colleagues. But the study becomes even more interesting when researchers look specifically at employees who are already using AI tools extensively. In the report, these employees are called AI power users, defined as workers who regularly use AI in both their professional and personal lives. They represent about 30% of the study's respondents and give us an early glimpse into what the future workplace might look like as AI adoption becomes more widespread. You might assume that people who rely heavily on AI would spend more time working alone, since AI tools can help individuals perform tasks independently. The research actually shows the opposite pattern. AI power users tend to spend less time working alone and more time learning, collaborating with colleagues, and engaging socially with their teams. In fact, these workers also report stronger relationships with their coworkers and higher levels of trust, collaboration, and idea sharing within their teams. The explanation for this may be that AI is taking over many of the routine, repetitive tasks that once consumed large portions of the workday. When those tasks are automated, workers have more time and energy to devote to the parts of work that AI cannot easily replicate. Things like creativity, problem solving, mentoring, learning, building social connections, and collaborating. In other words, the more AI becomes integrated into our daily work, the more valuable the human elements of work become. And those human elements tend to flourish when people can connect, learn, and collaborate together. This is where the design of the physical workplace becomes critically important. If the nature of work is shifting toward collaboration, creativity, and continuous learning, then the environments where people work must support those activities. Unfortunately, the research suggests that many workplaces today still fall short of that goal. Nearly two-thirds of workers report using do-it-yourself adjustments just to make their workspace comfortable or functional. Things like adjusting the lighting, temperature, privacy, ergonomics, or storage. And meeting space is another major challenge. Many workers report that meeting rooms are in short supply, which leads people to take calls from their desks, using hallways or staircases for conversations, or even cancel meetings altogether because they can't find an appropriate place to gather. More than half of workers say they've experienced this problem at work, which suggests many offices are just not designed for the way collaboration is actually happening today. And when the researchers asked workers what they want from the workplace of the future, the answers painted a clear picture. Nearly half of the employees say they want workplaces designed to support physical and mental well-being. Workers also want quiet spaces for focused work, flexible environments that allow them to collaborate and create together, and access to outdoor areas or other natural elements that make the workplace feel healthier and more energizing. And for HR leaders and business leaders, there are several important implications here. First, workplace design is no longer just a facilities or a real estate issue. It's increasingly a talent strategy issue. If organizations expect employees to collaborate more, learn faster, and adapt to rapid technological change, then the environments where those activities happen must be designed intentionally to support them. The physical workplace becomes a tool for enabling performance, culture, and innovation. Second, leaders need to rethink the idea that the workplace is simply a place where employees sit at desks and complete their tasks. Modern work moves constantly between focused individual work, team collaboration, informal conversations, and structured learning. The best workplaces will support all of these modes of work by offering a mix of spaces designed for concentration, teamwork, experimentation, and connection. And finally, leaders should recognize that the organizations that will succeed in the age of AI will likely be those that combine powerful technology with a deeply human approach to work. AI will certainly change how work gets done, but it will also increase the importance of the uniquely human capabilities that machines cannot replicate. Think of things like curiosity, trust, creativity, and shared learning. The physical workplace, when designed thoughtfully, can become one of the most powerful tools an organization has for nurturing those capabilities. Because in the end, the transition to AI is more than a technology transformation, it's a people transformation. And the workplaces that thrive in the AI era will be the ones designed not just around efficiency or cost, but also around the needs, experiences, and potential of the people who work there. That's it for today's Workplace Minute. Thanks so much for listening, and a big thank you to WorkHuman for supporting the Workplace Minute. I'm Steve Boese, and this has been the Workplace Minute from H3 HR Advisors.